Hello and welcome to episode 3 of my Bristol Rovers FM20 playthrough. My name is James, and on this episode we will be playing 2 games in the league, home against Accrington Stanley and away against Lincoln. Since you were last with me, we'll describe it as patchy form. We've played so far 2, 4, 6, 8 games so far this season. We've won 3 of them, 1 in the leasing trophy and 2 at home in the league. It's been poor form all in all, but we have been scoring, which is good, as we have been getting goals, and we haven't been shipping too many, really and truly. Lots of 2-1 losses in there. Unsurprisingly, we did also record our lowest ever attendance in the leasing trophy against the Arsenal under-23s, even with the 3-0 win. However, the most significant game so far was the 3-2 win against Oxford. Not so much for the result, but for this man here, Ross McCormack, who, as you can see, was key for the 2 games that we also started. However, as you can see, is absent in the scoring chart in this game against Arsenal, and that's for one reason and one reason alone. And in the Oxford game, he got a hip injury, which is putting him out for 2 to 4 months. Now, at 33 years old, he only had a 1-year contract anyway. With a hip injury like that, he is seeing a specialist to see if they can repair it and stop it becoming a reoccurring injury. However, as you can see, his bravery, agility, stamina are all now dropping, along a couple of other of his attributes as well. And so I think Ross McCormack's time at the club may be numbered. Now, McCormack is not the only injury we have had since the last episode. As you can see, Kingsley, who's the guy brought in on loan to play at left back, has now recovered from his injury. Is not fully fit yet. However, he is having to come in today to play due to the fact that Luke Leahy has picked up an injury. He's got a hernia and is expected to be out from 11 days to 2 weeks. I also made the error of allowing our other left back, Michael Kelly, to go out and get some experience on loan, with having Luke Leahy in the squad and then Kingsley coming back to fitness. However, the moment that Kelly left, Leahy then picked up an injury, and as I stated in the second episode, the left back position in this squad is definitely cursed. So hopefully Kingsley will be able to survive that and play a full match today. If not, we do have a couple of players who will be able to be pushed out to that left-hand side to do a shift for us. As you can also see, we have changed formation since the last episode. The 4-4-2, I believe, is probably the reason for the patchy form we've had so far this season. And so I have switched to the 4-3-3 or 4-1-4-1 formation to try and kickstart a few wins. It was successful against the Arsenal under-23s, so it'll be interesting to see if it is successful again in the league against Accrington. Now, as you can see, we are odds on to win this, with Accrington being down in 21st and on poor form. However, with our inconsistent form, it is not going to be as clear cut as that. However, this is the team that we'll be playing today. We have youngster Armstrong in goal. One other thing which has happened, unfortunately, in the last couple of days is Jakola has actually been called up to Finland for international duty, which means he is actually away for this game. He'll be back for the second game of the episode, but is away for this first one. So we have to bring Armstrong, the youngster, in goal for this game. Back 4 of Kingsley, Craig, Davis and Little. We now have a Go-Go at the base of the midfield as the ball-winning midfielder. Ollie Clark back from his injury and Sercombe in midfield, with Barrett and Rodman out wide and the target man Clark Harris up front. So without further ado, let's get into this game, and hopefully we can mark up our 3rd home win of the season, with the hope that we can try and build a little bit of form to try and get our first away win in the second game of this episode. So Accrington today playing a 4-4-2. As we did do well in the trophy, I will ask them to... No, we can't ask that passionately, so let's do it calmly. I want to pick up where they left off. We really want to start to build some momentum now, and hopefully string a few wins together to give us a bit of a boost up the table. As you can see, we are currently in currently around mid-table. Really and truly want to be a couple of positions up from where we are now at the end of the season. So it'd be nice to try and get some form together to see if we can try and boost ourselves up the table before Christmas. But we have our first highlight with Little with the throwing out wide, in the middle to Agogo forward to Clark, back out wide to Little again, looking for a little bit of space, coming across into Rodman. Rodman back out to Little, loads of space for a cross, back into Rodman again, back across to Barrett, out to Clark. Oh, Clark from long range and it hits the post. So within first sort of 11-12 minutes, we have our first opportunity. Clark hitting the woodwork there. And we have a corner with Barrett. Header, what? Oh. We had Clark Harris there with a header, trying to reach Rodman at the back post. But Rodman couldn't get the header in and it went out for a goal kick. Now we have Barrett with a free kick. Ball into the box. Header there with Clark Harris, but the keeper smothers it. Well, I have to say, in the first half hour of this game, we've had three fairly good opportunities. We do seem to be taking advantage of, or trying to take advantage of some of our set piece takes. However, Pritchard has the ball here for Accrington. Bring the ball forward. Brilliant tackle by Agogo. Rodman with the ball, pushing it forward to Clark Harris, who tries to bring the ball forward, trying to spearhead an attack. Goes past one player, goes past another, into the penalty area, shot, and the Accrington goalkeeper puts the ball wide. Barrett with the corner. Big corner into Clark Harris. Clark Harris collects it in the penalty area. However, he loses the ball and the ball is cleared to the Accrington striker, who comes forward, and Little, rash challenge there, completely takes that out the player. Luckily, he only gets a yellow card, and that would then presumably be a free kick to Accrington. However, the next highlight is a free kick with Barrett. Ball in, and the keeper smothers the ball. I think one thing I will be looking at is trying to see if we can start training on a few of our set pieces. We do seem to be winning a few of them, however we don't appear to be taking much advantage of them. Accrington with the ball in our half, ball out wide to Pritchard as he looks to try and carve out an opportunity. Big ball into the centre, and there we go. Richardson with the ball, shot at close range. That's really disappointing. Accrington are now Accrington were 1-0 up. We've had, I'd say, the lion's share of the chances in the first half. And really and truly, this is the first highlight Accrington have had. And the two centre-backs there really should have done better. And Accrington now winning 1-0, 30 minutes on the clock. Cool, we have another highlight. Again, Accrington with the ball with a throw-in. Back to Conley, up to Sykes. Big ball forward by the defender. However, Craig collects the ball in the middle with Ollie Clark to Agogo. Big ball forward looking for Clark Harris, but there's no one for him to bring the ball down to. Now back to Kingsley. Craig. Agogo. Ball out wide looking for Rodman. However, Rodman does collect the ball on the second opportunity. Brings it forward into Circum in the middle. Back out wide to Little. Little looking for a cross. And there we are. Barrett at the back post. That's more like it. Bristol Rovers 1. Accrington Stanley 1. On the 40th minute. Lovely carved out chance. Circum holding the ball up, pushed out wide to Little, who's in loads of space. Big ball across to Barrett at the back post. Their fullback will be disappointed with that. They didn't do better in terms of trying to clear the ball. But we have brought it level just coming up to half time. And that could not have come at a better time. We have a final highlight before half time with Accrington with the ball. Ball into the centre to Finlay. To Hughes, out to Pritchard, big ball out wide to Johnson, switching the play. Ball tries to come across, but it gets blocked by Barrett. Barrett collects the ball, big ball forward, out to Rodman as we try and counter-attack. Rodman brings the ball forward, however, he finds his way blocked, loses the ball, and then Accrington Stanley collect the ball again and now look to recycle the play, bringing the ball forward again. Out wide on the right-hand side, Johnson collects the ball, cross into the box. Oh! And Zanala with the ball, however, has been disallowed for offside. That was lucky because that was disappointing from Armstrong there. I know he's only a youngster, but he did bundle that into, felt like he bundled that into his own net. But we go into half-time, 1-1. A mixed start, as we have done to the season, and a mixed start in this first half. Really and truly, that was disappointing. Barrett really the only player with a positive rating, having scored the goal to bring it level. So I'll say far from pleased. That's fired them up. Let's go out into the second half and let's try and do better. Stats wise, we're controlling the play. We've had the majority of the shots. We've had 7 shots on target. None of them obviously clinically enough to be able to score more than the 1 goal. We actually haven't had a single clear-cut chance yet with Accrington. So Accrington will be disappointed at having had the 1 clear-cut chance. However, we collect the ball with a go-go. Goes back to Armstrong. Armstrong looking to slow the play down a little bit. Big ball forward though. Up to Rodman. To Circum in the middle. Back out to Rodman. Back out to Little as we look to try and carve an opportunity and try and get ahead in this game. Rodman brings the ball forward. Little supporting him down there, but he tries to go for the cross, but it gets blocked. Agogo collects the ball as you look to bring the ball forward again. Davis, big ball forward. Ball over the top. Circum collects the ball. He collects the loose ball and he scores. Rounds the keeper. Liam Circum with his first goal of the season. An assist there says by Clark Harris. However, slightly wayward ball. Actually, brilliant ball over the top from Clark Harris there. Circum collects it. Goes round the keeper, slots it into the goal net, and we have now gone ahead on 52 minutes, and that is much more like it. Hopefully, we can kick on from here and get a third, as a 1-goal lead is definitely not a comfortable place to be in a game like this. However, I think might take the opportunity to make a substitution. Rodman has not had the best game, so I think we'll bring on Ginley for him, and I think we'll leave that as the only substitution for the time being. While I was making that change, we have a highlight. Ball out wide with Barrett. Barrett brings it into the penalty area. Long shot from just inside the penalty area. However, the keeper parries it out for a corner, and now we have a corner with Barrett. Ball into the penalty area. Clark Harris with the header, and it goes just wide. Right, we have a throw in with Little. Little throwing the ball into the penalty area. Ball comes back out to Little. Little puts it across to Agogo, across to Clark. Clark takes a shot, but it's blocked by the Accrington defender. And the Accrington collect the ball and then try and make something for themselves out of this. Back to their defender. Big ball forward, looking for their striker. However, we block the ball. Back to Clark, out wide for Accrington. Ball into the area. And well cleared by Rovers. However, Accrington collect the ball again. Ginley blocks the pass there. But Hughes for Accrington collects the ball again. Looks to switch the play. Back out wide. Clark masses the space there for Accrington. Brings it into the penalty area. Ball into the middle. Zanzala there. He had a goal chalked off earlier, but he has equalised for Accrington Stanley. Really and truly, that highlight was only going to end one way. A couple of times we cleared the ball, but not well enough. And Clark was just not pressured there coming into the penalty area with 2 players around the Accrington striker there, and he still managed to put it into the back of the net, which is really disappointing. So that is now Bristol Rovers 2, Accrington Stanley 2. Going into the 75th minute, I think it's time to make another substitution. I'm going to take Clark off, bring on one of our youngsters for a little bit of a run around. He actually wants to be an advanced playmaker. Yeah, so let's make him a playmaker. Let's see if he can try and create something in the midfield. Is there any other substitutions I want to make at this time? And Kingsley seems to be holding up pretty well. Mark Little's not really having the best of games, so I might bring on Hare for him for a pair of fresh legs. And let's see if those two can produce something. We have a highlight here for Accrington. Ball into the free kick into the middle. Set piece off of the training ground. Finley to Hughes. Hughes knocks it in, heads it into the back of the net. We are now behind with 10 minutes left to play. We have dominated the stats in this game and just haven't taken our opportunities. We've not been clinical enough, and we're now being punished for that. Accrington 3, Bristol Rovers 2. Let's demand some passion from the guys. Let's go attacking as well. Really try and push this. Be really just, and that's Accrington there with a 4th. quick 1-2 there with the 2 goals in a matter of minutes. Another set piece, throwing out wide, ball in. Pritchard not pressured well enough, cross into the middle. No one tracked their striker, and they scored. And it is now 4-2, and that is the end of it. I think our strikers have played well in this game. The defenders have not played well enough. They've not been marking. We've given away some very easy goals in this game to set pieces, and that is it there. End score, we lose 4-2 to Accrington. It's just not good enough. We're assertive. There we go. Simply put, it's not good enough for that game. The attacking half of the pitch have played fairly well. However, defending, we've just not done well enough. And we may have to look at that and see if we can see what I can do to try and improve that and make us stronger at the back before the next game against Lincoln, which is when I will be back. Welcome back for the second match of today's episode. There have been a few changes to the starting 11 since the last game. Jacola comes back in after his international break. We also have Zane Walker I've brought in on the right hand side in replace of Rodman. Rodman didn't have a great game in the last game, and actually Walker was playing really well before we switched formation. Barrett is also playing very well at the moment as well, so I don't really want to replace him. So I'm going to try Zane on the opposite side. He's not natural over on the right hand side, but he is capable, and I'm hoping that he will be able to still have a good effect on that side. I've also switched to a more cautious mentality, and I've gone through all of the set piece instructions and tried to work those. So hopefully we'll now be able to take advantage of the play for set pieces instruction that is set onto this tactic. So the team for today's game is going to be Jacola in goal, Kingsley, Davis, Kilgore and Little make up the back 4. We then have Agogo, Clark and Sercombe in midfield. Barrett and Walker out on the wings, again with Clark Harris up front. So we'll be hoping for a change of fortunes in this second game of the episode. After a dismal collapse in the previous game, and I'll be making sure they are aware of that. So I'm going to be assertive. You know what? Let's go with the underdogs. Let's go out and cause an upset. I'm happy to play that. If we have to play the underdog card, then that's what we'll do if it means trying to get a result out of some of these games. So highlight almost straight from the kickoff, 2 minutes in, Lincoln have the ball out wide, looking to try and carve out. Nice little back heel there on the edge of the penalty area, loads of space, takes a shot, but Jacola collects it quite calmly. So Lincoln get the first shot within the first 10 minutes. Now, playing obviously the cautious mentality, we are bringing the pressure onto us a little bit more than we were doing with the previous tactic. Hopefully that won't regret that. But Lincoln have a corner. Oh, headed there from Lewis off the post, but Clark is cleared and Clark Harris collects the ball, looking to counter-attack. This is what the tactic is all about. Into the penalty area. Good tackle though by Lincoln defender there, Payne, and he brings the ball away. I'm trying not to be too concerned, but 20 minutes in we haven't actually had a single shot. Maybe playing cautious is a little bit too much. Maybe let's push up to a balanced mentality to see if we can try and get something, try and get a shot in this first half, which we're being absolutely dominated by Lincoln. But it looks like Lincoln are in fact, after 7 games including this one, are up in the playoff picture. Whether they will be at the end of the season is to be seen. But it does look like, especially with the underdogs team talk at the beginning, there's not necessarily a game we should be expecting to get something from. But at half time, not having had a single shot is really poor. Really, really poor. Is there anything I can do here with the tactic which is going to change this? You know what? I'm not going to change it. However, I'm going to tell them I'm not happy. Sercombe's demotivated, but the rest of them are fired up. Come on. We need to do better in the second half, otherwise I'm going to have to start making some wholesale changes. Regardless of how much of an underdog we are in a game, we can't be 50 minutes into a game and not actually had a shot yet. Right, it's Lincoln with another free kick and a shot from Grant, but it goes wide. Jaco looked like he had his near post covered anyway. Right. So 58 minutes on the clock. We're going to make some changes. The Walker experiment doesn't appear to have worked. However, I will switch him across to that side. Let's take Barrett off and bring on... Right, I'll go with my assistant manager. He says to bring on Rodman. I will also push Rodman a little bit further forward as well. And let's do the same with Walker. Right, make a second change I think in midfield as well. Let's take Circum off. Bring on the youngster and John Joe. I think what I'll do is I'll swap those over. We'll put Njonjo as a Mazzala on that left hand side, and then we'll put Clark as that box to box midfielder there. Let's confirm those. I mean, it says Jacola's having a really good game. I mean, I think he's the only reason we're actually still in this in terms of it being 0-0. They've had 12 shots, 20 shots in total, 12 on target, 60% possession. We're getting battered in this game. Right, come on. Need to have some passion. Apparently the passion has frustrated them. Zane Walker is also absolutely tanking his performance today. So let's bring on Ginley. He can play as that inverted winger, so we'll keep him there. Make that as our final change, and hope we can get something for it. I mean, at this point, for how much we've been battered in this game, I'll take a 0-0 at this point. I don't think we're strong enough at the moment to be able to do any more in this game than we already are. Let's just demand more. And we've had one focus. I don't think Shakhtar are going to do anything in this game either. I think it's going to yeah, we're going to see how it is a 0-0. I'll say they're unlucky. However, midfield, I'm disappointed how they managed to control it. And I mean, the same quality of finishing. They didn't even have. I don't think we had a single shot in that game. Right. Well, that game definitely tells me that back to the drawing board. Yeah, Bristol Rovers lucky to draw, I think is the best way to describe that game. I think back to the drawing board. I'll have a look at this, see what I can try and do. Hopefully it's just a one-off. I'll play a couple more games with this tactic to see if it changes. If there's no changes, if they're not able to adapt to it, then I think we may have to try and change the plan to see what we can try and do, because we can't have another game where we don't have a single shot on target. That's just not something we're going to be able to survive with in this league. But if you enjoyed that, please give the video a like. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more FM20 videos. And thank you very much for watching.